Welcome back to State Matters. I'm State Senator Jennifer Beck, and joining me now is Ryan Zacharczyk, a member of the Board of Directors of the Monmouth County Chamber of Commerce. And he is here to discuss the state of the economy in Monmouth County and maybe more generally as well in the state of New Jersey. Thank you for joining, Ryan. I really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer.
Especially after this past year, I think everybody's wondering, how are we going to recover from this difficult economy here in the state of New Jersey? And I know you've been involved with the Chamber for a while, so maybe before you answer that question, why don't you give us a little background about the Eastern Monmouth Chamber? Who are the members? What area does it cover? And then maybe just one or two things about why you should consider the Chamber of Commerce as a resource.
Eastern Monmouth Chamber of Commerce is a fantastic resource for local businesses, especially in the Eastern Monmouth area. We have 4 chambers in Monmouth County, and what we cover is the areas surrounding Red Bank, Little Silver, Shrewsbury, Rumson, those areas in the surrounding towns. It's a fantastic resource because what it does is it brings business people together so that we can rely on each other and help each other, especially during a difficult economic environment. We've been around 80 years. We've survived recession after recession, even a depression. And in fact, that's when the Eastern Monmouth Chamber of Commerce started. So it's a great resource for small businesses, especially during a difficult time.
Oh, that's, my experience with the Chamber has been just that you've always been very helpful for the business community, giving direction and sort of providing each other with knowledge about the business climate and community. Could you talk a little bit about what you see happening in Monmouth County in terms of the types of businesses that are coming here and growing, what industries you think are doing well, and to the degree that you can also speak about that as it relates to New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, I'd be interested to hear.
Sure. Well, currently, New Jersey and Monmouth County especially are experiencing the same type of growth that is happening nationwide. We're seeing healthcare growth. Obviously, it's the demographic from the standpoint of the baby boomers aging. There's a lot of need for healthcare, and there's going to continue to be that need through the next decade at least. We're also seeing technology. Technology is a big booming aspect of our economy, not only locally but nationwide. And the reason being is as our economy does recover, and most people don't necessarily see it yet, but we are in the beginning stages of a recovery. And in fact, we're sputtering along at a decent recovery for probably the past year. However, people are still hesitant to bring back those human resources. They're hesitant to hire again. And the reason being is they work so hard to cut those resources, to cut those costs. So now as demand comes back into business, you want to leverage technology to handle that demand. People are a little hesitant to bring back those human resources. That's great because it creates some efficiencies there, but there will be a need eventually, as the demand is so strong, to bring back those human resources. So technology is an area where we're seeing growth as well.
Right. And I think most of my residents, folks in Monmouth County, would agree until we saw those numbers in September.
Correct.
The loss of 20,000 jobs in September, I think, was a surprise to many of us because we had some very slow growth and positive numbers for June, July, and August.
Correct.
So you kind of thought maybe September you'd continue that. Do you have any sense of what happened? I mean, how could we lose another 20,000 jobs?
Yeah. Again, New Jersey was not withdrawn from the rest of the country. The country had a really bad jobs number in September, and we were no different. In fact, we were a large contributor of that jobs number. The nationwide, we lost about 95,000 jobs. New Jersey was 20,000 of that. About half of that was public sector jobs, government jobs, but the rest, the remaining, it was a little over 10,000 was private sector jobs. My opinion is, certainly job numbers are a little bit manic depressive. They certainly fluctuate on a large scale. And over the course of the year, this year so far, we're only down about 3,900 jobs in the private sector jobs. However, it doesn't make the September jobs number any better.
No.
And people are still worried about that number, certainly.
Doesn't.
So, my opinion on that is, listen, we're 48th in the country from a business tax climate, up from 50, and we held that spot for 4 years. Last place is not where we want to be in a business tax climate situation. And it's my opinion that as we improve that number and as our taxes our tax restrictions get a little bit easier, a little bit lighter, that's going to improve those job numbers over time as the crushing tax burden on the small
And I
businesses.
couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's pretty difficult to sit in either of our seats and celebrate moving from dead last in the country to 48th. But I guess improvement is improvement.
Gotta start somewhere.
Certainly in Trenton, I know we're working very hard to make New Jersey more competitive with our neighbors.
Absolutely.
I mean, we really have trailed regionally for a long time, and we want to be part of the next economic recovery. And I get, with that in mind, if you're looking at those that might be unemployed or those that are currently employed that are looking to maybe make a career change, do you have some thoughts about the role of the Chamber of Commerce as a resource, or someone that's looking to start their own business? One of the bits of information you shared with me before we went on there was about the growth of small businesses, the number of small businesses. And so I think a lot of people are moving in that direction. Is the Chamber a good resource for people that are moving in that direction?
No question. When I first started my small business almost 5 years ago now, the first suggestion I received from my mother, and thank you, Mom, for this, was join the Chamber. So I joined the Chamber of Commerce, and I can't tell you how fantastic a resource it has been for me in my business, meeting the people that I needed to meet to get me to the next level and next level and next level up in my business. So that's what the Chamber provides. It provides a group of people that if I need a graphic designer to design my marketing material, if I need a banker to help me with financing, those are the people that I can meet, become friends with, get to know, so that way we can talk business and we can generate those relationships that needed to be generated so that I can take my business to the next level. People, there is a mass change. People are losing their jobs, and they have lost their jobs for the past 2 years in a very large number.
Right.
A lot of those people have decided, I'm going to start my own business. Right. I'm going to go out and I'm going to start my own business. The most job creation in the history of this country was during the Great Depression. I'm sorry, the most small business creation.
Right.
Was during the Great Depression. And it's because people went out and they started their own businesses. And some of the biggest corporations in our country today were started during the Great Depression. But you need a resource. You need a place where you can go to get the information you need, to get the resources you need to start that business. And that's where the Chamber comes in. And they're a great avenue for education and learning a little bit about what it takes to grow that business.
We're getting sort of towards the end of the show, and I thought I might just ask you, for the business folks and the residents of Monmouth County who do carry with them some pessimism or fear about the future, do you have any words or facts that you could share with them about the future and what they could look for in 2011?
Yeah, absolutely. I really think it's the mentality which is going to affect 2011, the mentality of businesses in Monmouth County and individuals in Monmouth County, even someone that has lost their job. We have to have an optimistic outlook for what is going to be. And I want to give you an example. I'm good friends with the owner of Gaetano's in Red Bank, Mr. Tom Capello, and I was in his restaurant about 2 weeks ago, and his restaurant has been thriving through this down economy during a period where restaurants in Red Bank have really been going out of business at a very large scale. And I asked him, I said, Tom, what is it you're doing that has really improved and helped your business and made you thrive during this down economy? And his answer was, I just don't get caught up in the gloom and doom.
Right.
I focus on what I'm doing, and I do it better than anybody. And whatever noise is going on out there, I don't worry about.
Right.
And that's what I want to impart to the people of Monmouth County: is do what you do and do it best. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what the economy is doing. And then we're all going to come out of this thing okay, because it really comes down to public perception and mentality. And that's what we need to get through.
Ryan, I think great advice.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I really appreciate you being part of the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Certainly. Thank you for joining us on State Matters. I'm State Senator Jennifer Beck. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much.